Hello! I've been having a wonderful time. 2 camping trips to Mono Hot Springs, and I've been extremely refreshed and ready to be back here in the normal day-to-day life, which is really a lot of mental training and I don't know how to put it. But this has been bringing me into the non-personal state of being where I am consciousness and this body is like a projector of consciousness. So this brings in the possibility of remote viewing, and that's what I've described a couple videos back, where I will just remove the consciousness from this projection and then choose a different projector to project through and then see what's going on there. So that's a little bit different than astral projection, which would be this consciousness out of this consciousness leaving the body and then going somewhere else in space. It's just, I'm trying to really explain the difference, and I don't really know. It's a little bit more direct and less fantastic and more realistic. As the astral projection, it seems like there's a lot of interpretation of the receiving brain that kind of tends to fill in the details on stuff. Like when I'm visiting angelic realms and, other planets, it's not as realistic sometimes, but that's because it's interpreting energies into more 3D type scenarios at times. So I came up with this quote from Muji, and that describes my state of being spot on. When you are free from very limited opinions and personal identity, what tends to happen is that you are not forceful, but your consciousness is able to find affinity with different points of view. So you can actually look from inside the point of view of another point of consciousness. And with that is a much more powerful and much more dynamic exchange because you are not in conflict. So that seems to really, really help with interactions with people and maintaining non-judgment. As I can really access more peace and understanding, as I don't really take it personally, even how I act towards other people. It's like I've trained my consciousness to react and interact in certain ways in a loving manner for the most part, and it's like even the ego of interacting in a positive manner is kind of like the edge is taken off, and it's not like my mission to transform the whole world or anything like that. I'm just being the projector. This body is just being the projector. And there's nothing right or wrong or good or bad. There's just different projections, different people. Even though we're all the same person, thing, being, so it makes it easier to be myself, because that self is subject to change based on the perceiving of other points of perception. So if someone is not at the vibration where they're able to see someone that's a higher vibration, they co-create my experience to where I might not be able to bring in the higher vibration, and it just will not flow as if it was my creation, my actions. It makes some sense, hopefully. They're attractive. They're attracting a certain frequency, and I just happen to be a player who's on the scene, and I'm going to embody certain characteristics. I have to have a laughing break in every one of my videos. I'm basically tasked as a point of consciousness with fulfilling their attraction pattern that they're used to attracting, and they're bringing more and more of. Well, in some way I ended up being a match, and there seems like there's a different amount of things that I could really do. Like, for instance, when you say hi, how are you? It depends on who it is, what my response is going to be throughout the day, same day. Different people could be asking me, how are you? And I'll be like, I'm fantastic. How are you doing? They'll be like, I'm good too, thank you. Or, somebody else like, how are you? And I'll be like, oh, I'm good. They'd be like, oh, I'm very good too. And I am, or I don't even know. I'm trying to think of whatever particular instance. It just changes based on the point from which they're attracting and the point which I am attracting. So I just kind of flow with it, and whatever is being projected is what it is, and I'm not forcing it to be any specific parameter. So that makes for interesting experiences. Especially since I'm so focused on the byproducts of beingness. The things that I see mostly that remind me of being projector seem to be the things that I want to see again and again on a more consistent basis, as this helps me to maintain the non-personal state of being so that I don't access emotions that I don't want to access, so that I don't overthink things, so that things flow a little bit more naturally, or a lot more naturally. Laughing break number 2. And the non-personal state of being really brings this, obviously the sense of humor, which I don't even, it's not even really the same kind of sense of humor. It's really, I laugh about things that aren't even remotely funny, just for the sake of laughing and having a good time. So I do that more when I'm by myself, and I don't know how much I do that with other people. They're going to have to let me know. I don't really, because their attractive force may not allow somebody that laughs about nothing, and then the co-creative process won't work that way to where I can do that. So it's only a few people I've been able to just, you know, laugh and laugh and laugh. And making YouTube videos is one of the things that I enjoy doing, and this is somewhat co-creative, but is mostly my creation to where I can be myself more fully. Interesting. We'll have to do some kind of poll or something. How great do you think the co-creative process in making YouTube videos really is? It depends on the people. Depends on who's making the videos, how open they are towards co-creation, and or not open towards co-creation. Yeah. And I've been still doing more disciplined tasks, and this seems to be part of the mental programming that comes along with the non-personal state of being, like still sun gazing and sunbathing, and Qigong is still in my my discipline routine for day-to-day activities, and that's really a lot of fun. Am I speaking like a robot yet? Oh no. Okay, so hopefully this will continue, and I know that it 99% will continue non-personal state of being, and I know I know it's where I need to be, and where I'm just drawn towards the most is witnessing the byproducts of being, reminding me then, and allowing me into the non-personal state of being. Because being consciousness alone is far more exciting than being a mind. If you can even be a mind, being in mind, it's far better than being in mind. And this is like, you know, people will say you go to the mental hospital or they've lost their mind and they're just, you know, they're crazy. I think there's different levels of that, and I think everybody should enjoy losing their mind, and whether that needs to really determine how good or bad or whatever their behavior is, it's really not the same. Because the actual losing your mind and becoming consciousness, it really sets in a lot of, I want to say, positive principles. And I guess you have to be at a certain level to be able to do it. To be able to lose your mind and function in a normal and cohesive manner. Yeah, I think that makes sense. And I've really run into a lot of stuff about other people's truths, and so what is true for them isn't true for me. What's true for me isn't true for them. So I'm just having to kind of like really hold back a little bit, because I really, once I get to the point where it's like I really can see truth, it's like, where is it? I don't see any around here. Really have to go looking. Where's the truth? Where is it? So I really have to access the frequency that allows me to be non-judgmental, so that I don't go around kicking people's lies over and oh wow. But that could be easy, just to go around and say, hey, you believe this stuff, it's really not true. And people do that, and I don't want them to do it to me, so I don't do it to them. But that's the non-personal state of being, and that's what it allows. This it brings the Jesus statement of do unto others as you would have them do unto you, because I am the others and they are me, so I have to do what they, I have to do what I would want done to me. And that makes that easier, because it's like, don't want to step on my own toes. So I wanted to thank everybody for watching and subscribing, and all my new friends. Glad to have you. Namaste.